Okay, hi everybody. This is Anna Woodward. Happy Monday. It's March 22nd. I'm really excited to be sharing the next 20 minutes or so with you. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I'll get my screen share up here right now. This is the Go Pro Mentor Series with Tony and Sarah Zalecki's team. And I'm excited to go for the next 20 minutes and share with you how I learned to build a network marketing plan. Now, I'm a teacher. I've taught a long time. I've been a student for even longer. And I always believe the best scenario is if I add value that you can use, take it. But if it's something that doesn't resonate with you or doesn't feel good to you, then just dismiss it, okay? Because what I have learned in Modere, there's many different ways people build their business. This has just been what has worked for me over the years. I started in a product company about 15 years ago. And I did not know what it meant to build, but I knew it was about people. And I knew there was a back end, okay, a residual component to the network marketing plan. But it was wonderful to be able to sell the products and I say get seasoned there while I was figuring out kind of with my enroller and with the team how to build the back end, okay? And then I went to a network marketing company, which was just high recruit or die, and I got ridiculously skilled in understanding what a multiplier is, what duplication looks like, the importance of a welcome call. Like I really got the core of my skills in understanding network marketing and building layers and layers and layers and layers down in that segment of my career. Why I came to Modere was because I thought, my gosh, with what I know on that end, but planted in this deep, dark, fertile soil of beautiful customer value proposition, this could be the biggest thing since, Wonder Bread, because it would actually, both sides would feed each other into ridiculous proportions, right? Because that's how it's designed to work. So I'm gonna share with you a little bit about how I focus on core rank. I've done this in groups and have built thousands and thousands of people, not all myself, it's the system of this, okay? But also at any point in time, you can begin to grow. You don't have to be brand new today. You could be starting a new leg, and some of these principles are gonna help you bring more silver team leaders to the forefront, okay? I believe they will anyway. Okay, so the first thing I wanna share with you is this. I'm gonna move these little pictures off. I don't know if you guys can see. John D. Rockefeller, he said, I would rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Now, I want you to think about that, because I literally remember 15 years ago, this conversation in a sit down when I finally said, yes, I'll join this company. I have no idea what I'm doing, but this sounds like I need this. And the part I needed, I thought, I kind of like the idea of 1% of 100 people's efforts. If I, as a classical musician, stay-at-home mommy, if I qualify for that, that sounds like a good thing. And what I learned early on in that conversation was it's the beginning of passive income, right? Passive income, you guys, people really understood how rare passive income is and how readily you can grow it in this space. They'd be coming through, walls of fire to get into our business. But so often we just focus on the right now income because it's pretty darn generous at Modere as well. And I just feel like we don't give enough of a spotlight to the passive part, particularly when someone comes on board, right? So I'm going to share with you some ideas. Again, you can incorporate what works for you. I have a philosophy when I'm building in my organization, and it may be where I'm building and with whom I'm building, because we have to kind of have the right mindset together to do this. But I have a philosophy that it's super, super important to meet literally everybody coming through the door, particularly at the very beginning part of the build. Like when someone's director 3 to elite, okay, it's going to change now. There's more directors in there. The emerging elite is much more confident, but I'm still right there. But in the beginning, see, I believe that either I can wait for somebody to show themselves as a builder, or I can get to the interview process right at the start point, and I can see and I can find out so much about a new person and what they know and what they're ready to to be coachable, like the level of their coachability and what they want to achieve, I can find out pure gold in that getting started or that welcome Zoom, which can then dictate the number of senior team leaders we start popping. Okay, so let me talk to you about this last statement. Core rank, silver team leader is the beginning of passive income. All right, if we look at the generational unilevel, you guys, this is, I think it's page 7 of the compensation plan. Like, someone who's asking questions, okay, I come from a party background, but I also came from a hotel event background as well. So what we looked for as someone who, was always presenting, whether it was a home party or in a hotel biz opportunity, we looked for people who asked questions. We looked for people who were inquisitive. We looked for the person in the front row who was leaning forward, had their head on their chin, who was like, we looked for that spark. So another reason I encourage you, use the welcome Zoom format, not just a chat, not just a call, but a Zoom. As you can see the spark. It's night and day when you're in that environment. And what I'll show people is one of the values of our plan is you do have right now income, right? We pay twice a day on product sales and your repeat sales, but there's a generous back end. And in the industry, that's called passive income. Okay. Let me show you how we're going to show you the roadmap to silver team leader. That at team leader, you pick up 3 generations at 7% each generation. Like, that's getting paid after the work is done. That is so cool. And if you show them this page, again, this is for those people, and I'll explain it in a minute here, who are ready. Or you just, by nature, this is your standard, you let everybody see a glimpse of this. If you look at the levels, senior consultant, team leader, senior team leader, director 1, 2, 3, it's only 7 levels to elite 1. So by hitting core rank, right, they're already on the 2nd level, picking up 3 generations. This is huge. This is the passive component part. All right. So anyway, let me move on. But this is, I think we don't shine the spotlight enough on this. Okay. Because I've learned this, you guys, a new person is going to value what we express to them as valuable. Okay. So we're the leaders, right? And if someone, I just had this conversation with someone on my team, and we'll go to the next slide here. Actually, I'll wait. We just had a conversation today from someone on my team, and she was talking about how hard it is to get people to come in and do a start set, to do a kit, like an XM kit. And I shared with her, number 1, third party is really crucial, to use a third party in expressing the importance of coming in with those 500 activity points. Now, again, I'm sharing this with you. This is how I build, and this is going to be very clear on the next slide. Some of you build very differently, and if it's working for you, I wouldn't change a thing. Okay. But I'm a firm believer, when someone says yes, I want to ask them, are you ready to make more money faster or slower? And how convinced are you that it's going to be different this time? In other words, I get their buy-in, because the reality is I've seen the difference between having no plan, and I've seen this thing called the multiplier, and I've seen what happens when you have a plan and you use the multipliers. You know what? I'm going to see, can you guys just double check you're all muted? It'd be great. I think one person may be not muted, and there's 269 on here, so who knows who it is. But anyway, I've seen, and I've helped coach people who come to Modere because they came from a network marketing company or a sales company where it was like, free to join, no purchase necessary. And then they sold $20 toothpaste online, and all they were doing was that all day long. And then they were really frustrated they didn't advance. Okay. So I get that. And I'm going to shed some light here why I like to show people, well, if I were to do it all over again, and I'm an elite black 1, platinum 1, this is the only way I would do it. Okay. But again, I can only show from my expertise that I want them to have success, and I want them to have success that multiplies faster and more long lasting. So let's get into a little bit of the math. All right. So we're going to talk about something called a multiplier. So by definition, a person or a thing that multiplies is a multiplier. A quantity by which a given number, the multiplicand, whatever that is to be multiplied. Okay. If my daughter was down here, she'd give us that definition because she's a math whiz, but a quantity by which a given number is to be multiplied. So there are tons of multipliers in our business plan, in our compensation plan. Silver team leader in and of itself is a ridiculously powerful multiplier. You need 3 team leader legs to go to elite 2, and elite 3. You need 3 to go all the way to elite 3. So it's the anchor by which all these other deeper multi-generational ranks, the back end pay getting bigger and bigger and bigger, is built upon. All right. So mastering silver team leader will be huge for the strength and the speed of your team and people reaching heights they've never dreamed of. So let's talk about a few multipliers. An XM kit, which is the start set points, right? 500 points. That is a very strong multiplier, right? It's a very strong multiplier. Silver, pod points of silver, 1,000 pod points is also a very, very, very strong multiplier. And then having a culture with new people where we really encourage and we support and we even drive 3 personally enrolled social marketers, especially in that first month, is a very, very strong multiplier. Okay. Now, here's why this is all a strong multiplier, because I put at the very bottom here, compensation is simply a mathematical formula. And what do we know about math? Well, it's predictable. Okay, it is really predictable. If you have a formula, it's predictable, and success loves speed and people love predictability. So I know I kind of said a lot here, but let me give you the other side of the equation. You enroll somebody, use third party if you have to, so they understand they're going to get a stronger start. They're going to have a stronger value proposition to their potential recruits when they enroll with an XM kit. Because in 9 times out of 10, you enroll somebody, when they're at the point of saying yes, they will say, well, how did you get started? I did an XM kit because the leaders, that's what they said that they all did. Like, that's what they do here. And so I did an XM kit. Okay, I'll do an XM kit. So the difference is if you have 0 points from your start kit, how does 0 duplicate? Unfortunately, 0 duplicates another 0, which duplicates another 0, which duplicates another 0. And the problem is that's predictably 0. It's very hard to know how you're going to get to silver team leader if you have all these random zeros, because there's no formula. Does that make sense? Silver, again, I love to say everybody comes on and goes silver. Well, they don't. Many do. Many go to bronze. Many might do 200, but then there's quite a few who do gold and even platinum 1 in their first month. But silver is a little more, like, I can digest that better as a new person, 1,000 points, right? And then when momentum starts to kick, let them run, let them keep going. But silver is a predictable marker. 3 personally enrolled social marketers is one of the most powerful multipliers of all. Okay, so what does this look like? Silver team leader is a total of 3,000 points. So again, I had an answer there for what's a strong multiplier, and I thought it was a little too sassy because I love all volume. I love all volume. I love all points. I love all sales. I love it all. I love it all. But I also know I need predictability in building out silver team leaders, senior team leaders, and directors. And the predictability points start to fill in when people start seeing success happening in that pocket. So every new person, if we can get them at a 500, 1 + 3, that's 2,000 points, right? They're just 1,000 points from silver team leader, which they can get on the customer side here pretty availably. Like, it's right? 5 to 10 really great customers and you're silver. So I like to give people strong multipliers. And then, yes, if we're working with someone who is unsure, they don't want to buy a kit, always, even as an elite Black, I use a third party. Because, again, I want what's best for them. And I find educating them on the difference is usually what then they realize, okay, I want success this time. I get it. It's a multiplier. It's crucial in not just me, but everybody after me. And if we have the 500s and the 1000s and the marketers, we're going to have full pods. We're going to go up the tree. And that usually does the trick. Not always, but at least I've done my very best to explain. If I were to start over, without a doubt, there'd be no other option. I would come in this way 1,000 times over. Okay. The welcome Zoom. How am I doing for time? Okay. The welcome Zoom. This is really, really, really important. Again, I know there's lots of elites on here and director 3s and so forth. it may be impossible to be on every welcome Zoom, but Eric Worre teaches through the GoPro building in seasons and having, recruiting blitzes where maybe you do 20 and 30 and you really focus 20 recruits in 30 days and you really focus on creating pop, creating magic in that new organization of new growth. He calls it the class of 2021. So in that part of your business, in that season where you're focused on that, we're going to focus on silver team leader. We're going to shine the spotlight, but in part, what we're going to do is we're going to get to know who's coming through the door, right? Because we're going to set up the culture of everybody gets their 3. Did you get your 3? I got 2. Let's get one more. I got your 3. We really focus on getting your 3, and I'm going to help you because I'm going to be on that welcome call with each of your new people. Now I just got back from Vegas. Got a deck of cards here, 52 cards in a deck, and I just want to show you this little example. Again, you can wait for a shining star to make themselves known in your organization, or my preferred way is go out there and find them. Look for that person who's asking the questions. I did a welcome call, oh my gosh, I guess 3 months ago, and we found a rock star, and she's about to pop director 1. And I know that the person who enrolled her knew she was a rock star and they found her first, but I was lucky to be on that welcome call. And I just put the alarm to everybody in that line. This girl's a rock star. She's going to go all the way. And it's because I got to know her and I found out she had experience. She was a strong recruiter. She had a very powerful why. She was a good communicator. So I would say on a scale of, a 2 to an ace, I would say she's right up there in the face cards, like right up there in the face cards. So what do I mean? Well, you can get on a welcome call and you might find somebody is about a 4. Now, this is not a value of who they are. This is a value of what they know and what they're willing to do as far as coachability and to really get into their business. Now, if someone's a 4, after meeting them on the welcome call, you may be able to move them to a 5 or 6 in time, but not right away you're going to turn a 4 into an ace. Okay, you're just not. But now you have a 4, you know how to get them started, use the live system, show them how to get their share the love code, plug them into your team, right? But wouldn't it be helpful to know if somebody really is at a level of 4 awareness and experience and excitement as opposed to a queen, right? You might find someone's a 6. 6 is exciting. Guess what? You can get a 6 to a 7, 8, or a 9. Absolutely, you can. But they might have had some experience in sales. They might have a little bit of experience in, wellness products or something. Maybe they're short on time. You get to know people, and they're going to tell you their strengths and their not weaknesses, but where they don't have as much strength. Okay, and then you know better how to support them, and you know who you can run with and who you can walk with. The next person you meet is a 7. This is great. A 7 probably knows more 7s and probably a couple 8s and 9s and maybe a 10. Okay. Again, this is just levels of awareness and being ready to go and being coachable and being ready to grind, right? That's what you're looking for. Okay. So I just used the cards analogy. I don't know if you guys could see that here because I have the slides. If you couldn't see the cards, okay, there I am. Yeah. So everybody has a number. Everybody has a number and it's just their starting number. That's what I want you to know. I started years ago as a 2. I'm joking. I do not joke at all. I was horrible. I was a 2, but I saw a little glimpse and I heard about this thing called passive income. And I went, I really think I want that. I don't even know what it really is, but I think it sounds desirable. And I'm going to want to figure it out. Okay. Another beautiful component about our culture here at Modere is you can marinate, you can have all the time you need. But when you go into build mode, these things will help you build faster and get to identify people who are ready to go sooner. Okay. And then of course, starting people and focusing on life. I want to shout out to the Canadians who trained at the mastermind weekend. It was outrageously some of the best life training I've ever seen on those 4 basic skills. Okay. So in the welcome call, the welcome Zoom is I tend to focus on a few slides, and Eric Worre calls this the extra 5 minutes. I take the extra 5 minutes because it may be the only time they have a chance to have a glimpse into this. And honestly, when the light bulb goes off, sometimes you can see the smoke come out of their ears. It's like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. And like people don't talk about this. They don't explain it. And so I want to take you through a little bit of how powerful this is. So 10 and 3. Okay. I realize there are teams at Modere who don't focus on 10 and 3, right? I'm a believer on, remember the 1% of 100 people's efforts or 100% of your own. I'm a believer in both sides of that, right? 10 is your own and 3 is building that leverage and that passive income. Okay, so 10 and 3, there's some dynasties being built right now with predictability and just outcomes of success at Modere because they're focusing on 10 and 3 every day. All right, so this would be okay. Before I go to the next 2 slides, this is teaching purposes only. We are the people business, right? There's a loss of predictability right there, but I think this serves a great illustration why you want to regroup and light that fire about building an organization again and staying the course of focus on. Okay, so here's the multiplier. Here's the new social marketer, and we coach them and we show them the value of enrolling 3 social marketers with that XM kit in their first month. Okay, if you just joined us, go ahead and mute your line because I think you're unmuted if you just joined us. Now, the second level of this same I'm going to mute everybody again. Hold on. I'm sure I can do this. There we go. Okay, did it. But I went too fast. Okay, so the second phase of this is, again, it's the same thing, 10 and 3. Welcome calls, finding out kind of where they're at. Are they ready to go? Are they excited about what they could potentially grow here on the right now income and the passive income, helping them focus on 10 and 3. On your second level, that new person's second level, that's 9 more social marketers. Okay, now you've heard this many times from Justin Prince at our conferences. On average at Modere, for every active social marketer, there's about 1,000 points, right? Hence, we say silver team leader is the core rank. So if you have 13 marketers here, your new person, and 12 more on those first 2 levels, and they bought an XM kit to start and then converted that to 1,000 points right away, that's director 1. Okay, do you guys agree mathematically that's director 1? Came in with an XM kit, we convert that to 1,000 points in customer volume. 9, 10, 12, 13 people, that's 13,000, that is a solid director 1. All right, now we're going to take the math down 1 more level. That adds 27 marketers on just the 3rd level of this team. Okay, this is crazy. This is almost director 3 because 27 plus the 13 is 40 social marketers. That's a team of 40 newish social marketers. And again, we come in with an XM and we convert to 1,000 customer points. So with a team of 40, of course, you're going to have a few outliers who go crash out, platinum and platinum 2. You're knocking on the door of director 3, right? And the last one is going that next level, which converts, and they're not all listed here. They're just, my husband's like, I can't put that many bodies on this slide, but the 4th level converts to 81 social marketers. Okay, the 4th level of just converting 10 and 3, the same person, every new person, 10 and 3, 10 and 3, 10 and 3, on the 4th level gives you 81 social marketers. And again, the deep, dark, wonderful, fertile soil at Modere shows us mathematically in our company, the average social marketer active has about 1,000 customer points. So we build that into the language, into the culture of the company as well, into your team. So this is 121 social marketers, theoretically, of course. But again, if they were active social marketers and we did the math, that's 121,000 points. That's an elite organization. Okay, all we did was went down level 1, level 2, level 3, and then we broke level 4, hit that 81. That's an elite organization. Okay, I've had people's eyes just like, what? Like, you're kidding me. I'm like, no, really. That's what's called the multi-level component, and we get paid on all of that in reserves. Like, we get paid on all of that depending on the level that you're ranking, but it's a duplicatable, like someone has a hard time getting started and seeing elite 1, 8 to 10,000 a month. That's exciting. But how in the world do you take a bite out of that? You focus on the duplicator, silver team leader, because that's doable and it's seeable and it's achievable. Okay, so I want to just take you down this little mathematical whatever it is, it's a chart. It's the multipliers of 3. Again, you can start this anytime. You can be the person that starts it, or you can bring a new person on and have that person be the top of a leg and work this within them. But it's 1 who then gets 3 on their first level, 9 on their second level, 27 on your third level. Okay, a huge break point is the next one, which is 81. But then look at this. The 5th level, 243. The 6th level, 729. The 7th level, 2,187. These are marketers, you guys. And the 8th level, 6,561. Right? This is the crazy predictability of math and a plan and trying to build that culture and that mathematical equation down deep. Okay. At the point you hit, 243, you've got a runaway freight train. Like you really do. You couldn't have stopped it if you tried. But this is longevity. This is security. This is a huge business at this point. I mean, massive. And I think we all would love to say we have a massive business. So back to my deck of cards. Okay. Now, when people in your organization do reach the rank of silver team leader, shine the spotlight on them. Like, make it a big deal. Have a core rank club. You may even find a cute pin somewhere or a certificate. I mean, anything to just really have them train on your next team huddle, anything to just show this person went the distance. They went the extra mile. And if they can do it if they can prove they can do it with you, they can do it for themselves. They can coach someone else to do the same thing. So it's a huge belief barrier when someone hits it. And in finishing up, I have these deck of cards because there's a predictability about just the laws of numbers. Okay. And when I go through a deck of cards, 7, 6, 4, I might slow down and take a break. I just turned over 3 cards that, you know what? I want to find that ace. There's an 8. There's a 2. This isn't going to work. I'm never going to get there. No one's going to join my team. Okay, I'll do a couple more. There's a 3. I'm going to slow down again because this is harder than I thought. And I don't know. And then there's a 2 and that person didn't even call me back. Boom, there's my ace. And here's what I know. Here's what I can tell you. There's 52 cards in a deck. I guarantee you there's 4 aces. I guarantee you there's 4 aces. Around the world in every language and culture, a deck of cards has 4 aces. That's why it's so important to meet people coming through the door on your team. And if you're building a group, your own group, or starting a new leg, be the welcoming committee. Get on those welcome calls. Make yourself available so you can do the interviewing. You can find out what someone knows. You can find out if someone was in a company 10 years ago and had a huge team and has just taken a different course in life and now they're back. I mean, you find out crazy stories when you get face to face and you take that extra 20 minutes to welcome them, show them the pathway to core rank, and show them what could be in their future, big, long term, not just the right now money that pays every day on the customer side, but that really big passive back end. You guys, it's huge. It's just huge. So anyway, I'm going to take us off mute here, or take us off share screen. I'm really excited for all of us in this group. I think this is the year, if there's ever been a year, this is the year to focus on the things that you have yet to learn, and ask people in your organization who you're working with, who you're building with. Hey, I want to start, I want to do welcome Zooms, or hey, I want to get someone started. I want to show someone Silver Team Leader. What are we doing for Silver Team Leader? Ask those questions, because universally in this industry, every company has a core rank. And the organizations and the teams that identify the core rank and then pour fuel on the core rank, support advancements and growth to the core rank, and then spotlight those that hit core rank. You want to get to a point where you start having so much momentum about core rank. It's easier to keep going than it is to go off grid and to stop. Momentum really does kick in on the builder side, and it's super, super exciting. So anyway, this is Anna Woodward from Seattle, Washington. I want to thank you all for taking the time on this Monday evening. And I will see you guys next week, and have a blessed evening. And let's all go show as many people how to get to Silver Team Leader as possible. Thanks, everybody. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Fabulous,
Bye.
Anna. Thank you.
Thank
Night,
you.
guys.